I've a book haul, a book haul, a book haul. Yes, yes, yes. So let's get it. Ooh, book haul section one. Bump to the side. Unfortunately. Book haul section two. Book haul section three. I have a book haul and a half. Show you guys. Alright, so let's get into it. First up, we've the cat who played post office. This is number something or other of the Cat Who series. It's a delightful, cozy-ish mystery about a reporter and his cat. Well, he has two cats actually by this point in the book, but the one is, you know, particularly adept at maybe helping him solve mysteries, maybe just being a cat. I've read this one before, so I will not be reading it anytime soon because I've reread it, actually, listened to the audiobook quite recently. However, I'm glad to add it to my collection because I really enjoyed this. I don't know if I would count it as a cozy because in my mind, cozies are when there's absolutely no reason for the detective to be, being told things. And he's a reporter, so they have reason to talk. But anyhow, number one, The Cat Who Played Post Office. Do recommend. Number two, Devil's Cub by Georgette Heyer. Ooh, this is Lillian Jackson Braun, for the record. I'm in a mood today. Anyhow, this is Devil's Cub by Georgette Heyer. It's she's a romance writer who writes typically Regency romances, but they are absolutely hilarious. 10 out of 10 would recommend. She is supposedly as a person, she is supposedly anti-Semitic. However, it does not come across in her books at all, so I do not mind if they. And she's dead. She wanted to write something else, but the Regencies were what she wanted to write different stories, but the Regency were what was selling. So she wrote Regency novels, and they're great. They're hilarious. Probably my favorite type of romance that exists. Yes, recommend Georgette Heyer and Devil's Cub. Have not read this one yet, but do plan on reading it quite soon. Skylark by Patricia McLachlan. This is the sequel to Sarah Planet Tall. This is an absolutely delightful story about some pioneer family who get a mail-order bride for her mother, and it's just really good. And this is after she has come and is, getting to know him a whole lot better. I have read it. I highly recommend. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. If you don't know what this book is, I'm sorry for you. Let's go with that. This is the prequel, the first story that Tolkien published about what's happened in Middle Earth. It is a great adventure story about a hobbit, little short person, and his adventures with dwarves, and how he got to be richer than rich. Because he already was well-to-do, honestly, let's be real. I know bad baggins and stuff, but he was well-to-do. I have read it, and I don't know if I'll be reading it soon. Paddington Prize Picture. I do not know if I've read this one. I've read a bunch of Paddington. Will not say I've read all of them, but I like Paddington is great. Paddington is a bear from the deepest, darkest blue, and I will go ahead and pull this one up too. Paddington's Day Off. These are from Chick-fil-A. However, I bought them at a garage sale. Possibly will read these just to make sure I know I have read these and put them on my shelf. Puppies I Like That by Dan Pfloog. I do not know how to pronounce that. Pfloog? Maybe? That sounds weird. Anyhow, it's a very cute, list of things that puppies like to do, and it shows, different pictures of puppies. Puppies feel very brave. They bark at animals much bigger than they are. Like, just real fun pictures. And I think my niechlings will like it. I have read it. I read it as I was picking it up to buy it. Thomas Cow on the Line and other Thomas the Tank Engine stories. This is Thomas the Tank Engine. He's Tank Engine who has a face on his front, and he has all sorts of wild and crazy adventures that are kind of believable. Anyhow, I have got it. So exciting. This is the most expensive thing. This is 16 by Amy Wolslagle. Wolslagle? WOLESLAGLE. And she's here on YouTube, actually. I might link her. She hasn't posted in a while, but anyhow, this is a poetry collection. I am so excited. I read 15, which was one before that. Got an arc of it and absolutely loved it. And so now I have an actual physical copy of 16. I pre-ordered it. It's expensive, but real fun. It came with an eyeshadow palette, a bag of coffee beans that I will be probably turning most of into a chocolate bar and chopping it up to put into ice cream. But I might give some to my dad because he likes coffee and I don't. And a sticker sheet. My favorite is this one here. I just really, really adore it. But they're all real cute. And also, I got a card with a bow in it. So that's what came with this order. I haven't read it yet. We'll be reading it quite soon, but I think I might take my time with it because it's poetry. I really love it. The Auburn Book of True Nature Stories, selected and edited by John K. Terrace. This is Book of True Nature Stories. I have nothing more to say about it. I picked it up because I have it. It's from 1958, and it has a number of absolutely gorgeous illustrations in it. So, well, maybe not number, but enough. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I love nature stories. Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. I believe I have read a full version of this once upon a time. I now own a full version of this, and I probably will be reading it soon, because I'm not 100% certain I've read a full version of it, but whatever. Full version. The Fairyland Storybook. I have nothing to say about this, except the fact that I really like the illustrations, and I like these stories, you know? So, Fairyland. Taiko and Grandfather's Sword. I know nothing about this. It was 10 cents or less, and so I picked it up, and I'm going to read it. Don't know if it's translated work. No, it's just an illustrated one. It was written in English. Oh. Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis by Henryk Sienkiewicz. I don't know. It's translated from Polish. It was written in the late 19th century. Right? We're in the 21st century. Last was the 20th. Yes, late 19th century. It was written in the late 19th century by this chap here. Anyhow, it's about the time of Nero. And yes, I am very excited to be reading this. I don't know whether I'll be picking it or 16 up first, but this is so cool looking. Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. Listen, I know they're grim, but I just thought it'd be real neat to have this on hand. And it would go well with my collection of, like, Italian folk tales and other such things. So kind of collecting that sort of book now, too. So, Grimm's Complete. Discovering Our World, A Course in Science for the Middle Grades, Book 3. It was free. I like science. This book from the 1939, I just thought would be a very interesting look at science and just a very interesting book. And this looks like a high quality book, like really nice, heavy. I can knock somebody out with this, no problem. Haven't read it. The Boys in the Boat. 9 Americans in the epic quest for gold at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. This is an amazing story. I have listened to the audiobook and I'm pleased to now own a hard copy, physical copy. Yeah, it's big print. I'm not terribly a huge fan of that, but I just like this book so much that I don't really care. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend. Check out The Boys in the Boat. Day of Infamy by Walter Miller. I not read this. I have read one book by him. It was delightful. So when I saw it, I immediately picked it up. And it's about December 14th, 1941. December 7th, sorry. Not December 14th. December 7th, 1941, Honolulu. It's just, that's the sort of thing he writes about. So it's historical events. And this is one I'm really excited to get into that for a bit of history. Actual history. Amal Unbound by Aisha Saeed. I know this was decently popular, I think, a bit ago, but it has finally, worked its way down to the yard sales and the garage sales and other such places, and I picked it up. This is not a book I know much about, but I knew it sounded interesting, and so I got it. Lonnie's Landing by Charlie May Simon. Anyhow, this is a story of a young boy in pioneer times, and that's about all I know about it. And things happen. They think there's a city. It's one of those. They've been told, looky, you can come to this new city, and there's nothing there. And the name of the city gets changed to Lonnie's Landing, which is one of the characters' names. I'm running out of time so badly. Know nothing about this. Just picked it up. Final Cut by Eric Wright. Know very little about this except for the blurb, which I'm not reading you because I'm running out of time, but it's broken by Joan Phipson. And finally, Caravan by Dorothy Gilman. She's the author of Mrs. Polifax. I really enjoy Mrs. Polifax, so I picked up the Caravan to see if it was as good. Now, I've run out of time just about, so do the YouTube things. Bye!
Back when I had filmed this haul about 2 months ago, I had actually picked up 3 other books that I just didn't know if I wanted to mention. And now that I'm actually getting around to editing and putting it up, I decided I have, so I've cut it down a lot so I can try and get these books in. Things happened, life got in the way. But starting off with Mingatoy, The Legend of Silk. This is just a cute little booklet all about how silk is made and stuff. It's from the 1940s, I believe. Like I said, I do not have a lot of time. 1948. Anyhow, it's real cool. It talks about how to take care of your silk. Then we have Fitting Dresses from the U.S. Department of Agriculture Farmers Bulletin 1946, number 1964. It was slightly revised in 46. This is just a real neat little booklet on how to fit dresses, and it talks about one of the neatest things and something I've seen nowhere else, how to make alterations on ready-made dresses. So it's just a real cool little thing as a seamstress. And yes, there will be more sewing videos coming up. I just wanted it because it was cool. And finally, Your Wardrobe Needs Construction Principles. I don't know who, but anyhow, it is from 1948. 1948 again. That's a lot of stuff that I picked up was from around that time period. It just is just full of greatest advice on, how to run a sewing machine. From how to run a sewing machine to just how to finish seams and like how to darn. Like, it's just great. And I love it. And I'm so pleased that I have these 3 little vintage fabric sewing books. So, I'll get back to finishing it.